All right, hello everybody. Welcome to our next lesson here. This is going to continue on with fingerprints, and this is Mr. Sweeter here. So latent prints. Latent fingerprints are those that are not visible to the naked eye, and these prints consist of the natural secretions of the human skin and require development for them to become more visible. These are things like from sweat or other things like that. Excuse me. Most secretions come from three glands. Excuse me. Eccrine, which secretes largely water with both inorganic, which would be ammonia, chlorides, metal ions, phosphates, and organic, amino acids, lactic acids, urea, sugars, and compounds. And these are most important for fingerprints. Okay, so these are some of the ways that we're able to see fingerprints visibly. Apocrine secretes pheromones and other organic materials, and Sebacus secretes fatty or greasy substances as well. And you can kind of see here these little pores on the skin. These are where a lot of these secretions come from. Developing latent prints or latent prints. Developing a print requires substances that interact with secretions, causing the print to stand out against background. It may be necessary to attempt more than one technique done in a particular order so as not to destroy the print. Some of the ways to do this are powders, which adhere to both water and fatty deposits. Choose a color to contrast with the background. Like you see here, this excuse me, forensic scientist or investigator dusting the door or the part of the handle there to try and get a fingerprint to come up. And then iodine are fumes that react with oils and fats, excuse me, to produce a temporary yellow-brown color. Some more about that. Neohydrin reacts with amino acids to produce a purple color print. Silver nitrate reacts with chloride to form silver chloride, a material that turns gray when exposed to light. And crinocrylate, I'm trying my best with these words, superglue fumes react with water and other fingerprint constituents to form a hard, whitish deposit. Now, in modern labs and criminal investigations, lasers and alternative light sources are used to view latent fingerprints. These were first used by the FBI in 1978, and since lasers can damage the retina of the eye, special precautions must be taken as well. So here you can see some examples of iodine fingerprints. Okay, these are some pictures here to show you how these fingerprints were brought to the surface. Neohydrin fingerprint, the one that shows purple, as we talked about on the previous slide there. Cyanocrylate fingerprints, which we said can be white, and you can kind of see them on the soda can here as well. Excuse me. Other prints. Lips, there are several common patterns to lips, even though you might not think that our lips have different patterns. They do. We also have voice, which are electronic pulses measured on a spectrograph, excuse me, that you can see here. And sometimes these are used to identify people on a phone call, or maybe if they're being investigated for something, we can pick up their voice sometimes. Your footprint, your size of your foot and toes, the friction, the ridges on the foot, and shoe prints. Shoes can be compared and identified by the type of shoe, brand, size, year of purchase, and wear pattern. Interesting. Your palm also has lines on as well. Friction ridges can be identified and may be used against suspects as well, as you can see there. And if you look at your own palms, I'm doing that as well myself. You can see these lines. Sometimes we have palm readers, right, that to read the lines in your hand and things like that. But these can also be used forensically to catch criminals as well. Footprints. Footprints are taken at birth as a means of identification of infants. I know mine were. I'm sure yours were as well. I know when we have a baby, they do it as well. So these are some examples of footprints. And this is interesting. Ear print. An ear print catches a murderer. A man has been convicted of suffocating an elderly woman on the basis of ear print evidence. The assailant was caught after police matched the imprint of his ear on the victim's window. Police believe that the thief put his ear to the window to listen for signs of anyone home. And again, the assailant would be the criminal. Teeth marks or teeth prints. Bite marks are unique and can be used to identify suspects. These imprints were placed in gum and could be matched to crime scene evidence. We also have the blood vessel patterns in the eye that may be unique to individuals as well, and they are used today for various security purposes. I'm sure maybe some of you have seen, futuristic movies or even science tech movies where they, scan their eye to get into a door or a certain place. So even the blood vessel patterns in our eye can be used for this as well. So biometrics, use of some type of body metrics for the purpose of identification. That's what biometrics is. The Bertillon system may actually have been the first biometry system. It's used today in conjunction with AFIS, and examples include, like we were talking about on the previous slide, retinal or iris patterns, voice recognition, hand geometry, and other functions for biometrics can be used to control entry or access to computers or other structures, can identify a person for security purposes, and can help prevent identity theft or control social services fraud. Like you can see here in these pictures, identifying her face, reading someone's eyeball to get them access to something. Okay, last slide here. NGI. The FBI is replacing their fingerprint database, IAFIS, with the Next Generation Identification NGI system. The NGI provides automated fingerprint and latent search capabilities, electronic image storage, electronic exchange of fingerprints to more than 18,000 law enforcement agencies and other authorized criminal justice partners, 24 hours a day, 365 days a year. State-of-the-art bio-identification services, and NGI currently has over 1 million individual records. So again, this is very new and very unique and is a very state-of-the-art identification system. All right, so that kind of wraps up fingerprints. Please try your best on the questions that follow. If you have any questions or concerns, please reach out to myself or Mrs. Barbour or Mrs. Throckmorton, and we're more than happy to help. But we hope to talk to y'all soon, and we hope you all have a great rest of your day or night. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.